Trump has done a 180 on Iran. He's gone from saying that there's going to be a complete surrender by Iran, and beyond that, that the U.S. has already won the war. He said this several times, and over, Iran has said, well, that's not really the case. We're still fighting, and so are you. And you haven't finished anything. And now, it seems like he's searching for a ceasefire. He has come out saying negotiations are going great, and that Iran has said they will not have a nuclear weapon. But he doesn't want to say too much too soon. Actually, let's look at that video now.
Yeah. What do you think was the turning point to make you want to pursue a ceasefire? A few days ago, you said you wanted to continue bombing Iran. Now you want to pursue peace talks. Was there something that happened?
The fact that they're talking to us and they're talking sense. And remember, it all starts with they cannot have a nuclear weapon. Just, I said yesterday, they said, what are the top 10? I said, well, number 1, 2, and 3 is they can't have a nuclear weapon. And they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. And we're talking about that. And I don't want to say in advance, but they've agreed they will never have a nuclear weapon. They've agreed to that.
Okay, well, that question kind of sums it up. A couple days ago, wanted to continue fighting and pushing and pushing. He said, well, they're talking to us now. Well, Iran is denying that, and specifically saying the supreme leader is not in negotiations with the U.S., and that there's rumors of some political figure in Iran that is discussing things with Trump, but it's not the supreme leader, which, by the way, is the son of the supreme leader that was assassinated. So, did Iran say they're not going to have a nuclear weapon? Well, not now, but technically they did. Maybe not many know, but in the early 2000s there was a fatwa, a religious decree by the Ayatollah, the supreme leader, saying they were not going to pursue nuclear weapons because it's against Islam. Haram. And yes, this is not a international agreement or a treaty, but as a religious people, the supreme leader and the Iranian people have said for the last 20-something years they're not going to be pursuing a nuclear weapon. Now, since the mid-90s, Israel has said that they're months or weeks or years so close to having a nuclear weapon, all the way up until now. And in fact, even what started this 12-day war last year, them being so close to having a nuclear weapon. And after this 12-day war last year, Trump said Iran's nuclear facilities had been, quote-unquote, obliterated, and implied heavily that all of Iran's nuclear programs were completely destroyed. And with Trump claiming victory, one would ask, why is the U.S. now about to deploy over 3,000 paratroopers in what some are describing as the preparations of a ground invasion on Iran? And this isn't just through the grapevine. China has warned that the U.S. is preparing a ground invasion of Iran. And actually, Iran has responded to this ground invasion scenario, saying, quote unquote, "We've been waiting for this day for many years and are 100% ready. Come on." Now, they said this in a video that's put out by Iran's military. We can have a watch through it. We'll try to get some translations for you on it.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم و اعدوا لهم ما استطعتم من قوة. چند روز پیش شنیده شد ترامپ در اظهار نظراتش پیشنهاد حمله زمینی داده. ما سالیان سال منتظر یه همچین روزی هستیم و آمادگی 100% داریم. بیاید از جعبه مهمات‌های خودمون تابوت‌هایی درست کردیم که شما را در همین خاک دفن خواهیم کرد تا درس عبرتی شود برای کسی که قصد تعدی و دستاوردی به خاک ایران رو دارد.
تجسم آیات الهی قرآن هستی، تجسم منطق جهاد الهی قرآن برای سعادت مسلمانان هستی. شما به تعبیر امام علی علیه السلام دژ مستحکم امنیت ملت هستید. سپر بلای این امت هستید، زینت ولایت هستید.
And with an additional announcement, the military of Iran says, don't consider your defeat a deal, implying that the US has been defeated. Nothing will return to the way it was before, they said. Well, you can watch the full video here.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. قدرت راهبردی که از آن دم می‌زدید تبدیل به شکست راهبردی شده. مدعی ابرقدرتی دنیا اگر می‌توانست از این مخمصه رها شود تا حالا شده بود. اسم شکستتان را توافق نگذارید. دوران وعده هایتان به سر رسیده. امروز در جهان دو جبهه وجود دارد، حق و باطل، و هر حق طلب آزاده‌ای تحت تأثیر امواج رسانه‌ای شما اغوا نمی شود. سطح خود درگیری هایتان به مرحله مذاکره خودتان با خودتان رسیده. نه خبری از سرمایه گذاری هایتان در منطقه خواهد بود و نه قیمت سابق انرژی و نفت را خواهید دید تا وقتی که بفهمید ثبات در منطقه توسط دست قدرتمند نیروهای مسلح ما تضمین می شود. ثبات از طریق قدرت. صراحتاً اعلام می کنیم تا موعدی که اراده ما نباشد هیچ وضعیتی به روال سابق بر نمی گردد. این اراده زمانی ایجاد می شود که به طور کامل فکر اقدام علیه ملت ایران از اذهان کثیف شما پاک شود. حرف اول و آخر ما از همان روز نخست این بوده، هست و خواهد بود. کسی همچون ما با کسی مثل شما کنار نخواهد آمد، نه حالا و نه هیچ وقت دیگری. و من نصر الا من عند الله العزیز الحکیم.
Saying they're not going to come to terms with the US, basically. So we'll have to see how things go, how much this continues to escalate, basically out of control for the Middle East and the United States. I don't think Trump quite expected this to come out like it has. And also, he's coming out now saying this isn't a war, it's a military operation. It's pretty interesting how he says that for every war, but when someone else like Russia says something like that for a war, the media jumps on them. I don't know, just a little bit of a comparison. You think about it. Comment below what you think. Comment below about what you think about all of these situations that we brought to you here today. Is Trump lying? Is he being upfront? Somewhere in the middle? Same goes for everybody. Comment below what you think. What else you want to see? You want me to go to Iran and or somewhere else in the Middle East and report? Right below what you think. I want to get your opinions. So please like, share, subscribe. Definitely very important to comment and of course subscribe and hit the like button. And remember, I'm a totally independent crowdfunded journalist. You can support my work with the link on the screen or in the description. We're going to keep banging these reports out for you. Let me know what you think. Comment. And here comes some more information very, very soon.